Um, but when it comes to the Sully family, that was the real strength of the second movie because, like I said, plot-wise, the movie isn't brilliant. I mean, the whole whaling plot, that didn't really make sense to me because I could understand if the whaling issue was to get a fuel-like substance. So if they were hunting the Talcon, which is what they call their whales, but if they were hunting the Talcon to get, say, for example, something like an alternative to petrol that was so much more effective than petrol and made space travel 10 times easier, I would understand that that would be a more nuanced use. But to hunt the Talcon just because they, you know, their essence or whatever that yellow thing that they were being extracted for, to hunt them just because it makes humans stop aging. I don't know whether that has enough value that you would dedicate so much money to sending people into space, into enemy territory, mind you, because at this point, the context of this whole situation is that the hi double A. But the context of this whole situation is that the Na'vi have sent humans back to Earth. They've conquered them and sent them back to Earth. They fought a battle at the end of the first movie, and the Na'vi have come out victorious. So the humans return to Earth defeated. So Pandora isn't like a neutral territory where humans sort of came and were treated like equals. It was always a hostile territory. And whether I don't know whether allowing people to go whaling for a commercial resource is reason enough to send people into hostile territories. Because it's one thing to hunt the Talcon for like a petrol source or an energy source, but to hunt them because you just don't want to get old is a bit, it doesn't make financial sense. Can't speak, but remember that the other humans that we have seen occupying Pandora are researchers and military personnel. So the only people that we've seen so far are the military and the people researching to help the military fulfill their tasks. And so in that case, it's like, well, why would there suddenly be a commercial whaler in addition to scientists and military personnel? And these are independent whalers. They're not whalers for the military. They're not whalers for the state. They are independent businessmen, so to speak. So that was a weakness of the plot that didn't really make sense to me because it's not the same as Earth. Because obviously when new territories are occupied, let's say for example a particular area of the Caribbean uh, has been discovered, even though I'm pretty sure you can't discover places that people have already lived, but let's just use the word discover. um I understand that on Earth, a territory that we are familiar with and a territory that has largely been explored, commercial um I say people will go in there for commercial value that doesn't have to do necessarily with like resources. So that storyline of whalers being in the ocean and hunting the Talcon would make sense on Earth because that's a territory we largely know a lot about. However, Pandora is a different planet, meaning there's space travel involved. So the expense of having to hunt the Talcon becomes so much more than anything on Earth. How would these people even get the resources to explore what financial benefit could be gained on Pandora when, remember, it's a hostile territory, so you can't exactly just stroll in there and do all the research that you want. So some things just didn't make sense logically in terms of that whaling plot. So yeah. and those are like some of the things that were just a bit weak about the plot. But where this second movie really shines is it's in its characterization,